See you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our guests are on the way, led by our chief guest, who is also our host, the governor of Embu County, Honorable Cecily Mbarire, together with the governor of Narok County, Governor Patrick Ole Ntutu, and other guests as well. So when they walk in, we'll be upstanding. We also recognize the Vice Chair of the National Land Commission, Karibu. Welcome, Governor. Let's all be upstanding as we welcome our chief guest, Her Excellency Honorable Cecily Mbarire, Governor of Embu County, accompanied by His Excellency Honorable Patrick Ole Ntutu, Governor of Narok County, the Vice Chancellor of the university, as well as the Chair of the National Steering Committee. Let's be upstanding as we invite Embu University students to sing the national anthem, and then we invite the chaplain of the university to lead us in a word of prayer.
Ilete baraka kwetu, haki iwe ngao na mlinzi, na tukae na undugu, amani na uhuru, Roho tupate na ustawi. Mungu twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
The chaplain of University of Embu, Reverend Dr. Joseph Kirimi, kindly lead us in the benediction.
Can I kindly request that we be seated for only 2 minutes or 3 minutes, then I say a prayer. And I want to welcome you all to University of Embu, of course, to be done by our Vice Chancellor, but I want to welcome you as the spiritual leader of the community. Today is one of those days that I would say I'm very, very happy because we are connecting the court processes with the justice system that should be driven by reconciliation, mediation, and other form of justice systems. And I want to trace a little bit what happened to Jesus those days, because I am a Christian. Jesus was tried by the highest council those days, the Sanhedrin. And then because the Sanhedrin could not execute anybody, he was referred to the Roman authority those days. And when he was tried, he was sentenced to death through crucifixion. I want to tell you that before that, Jesus had foreseen it, because he taught the people that somebody can go through a system of justice without necessarily being retributive, punishment. There is a way that negotiations can be done and reconciliations, people can have renewed relationships. And I want to quote a few verses that will guide us today in this. Throughout the 4 days that shall be here. And Jesus advocated for resolving dispute through reconciliation. He emphasized on restorative justice. And he also emphasized that we can have mercy, because mercy is what drives love, and people can be reconciled. And that's the reason why this conference is very, very important to all of us. And once we understand that not everything that can be taken to the court, that is the beginning of a united nation, a beginning of a loving nation, a beginning of a nation where people can dialogue, talk, even when there is conflict. And I think that's very, very important. And in Matthew chapter 5:25 says, settle matter quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. And that's very important to us. Settle first. That is, discuss with the person first. Go and meet the person and make it before going to court. And then also Matthew chapter 18, 15, 17 says, if your brother or sister sins, go and point out their fault. Just between the two of you, resolving conflict through dialogue and reconciliation is what Jesus taught. And I think is supported also by St. Paul in 1 Corinthians 6:1-7 that says, Paul advises believers to settle dispute within the Christian community rather than immediately taking one another to secular courts. That is very important for this nation. And that is very, very important to us, that we can have, and we have already, because this is a fourth conference that is discussing issues on alternative justice, that we can become a country where not every case should be taken to court, not every dispute that should go to court. We can start from dialogue, reconciliation, and from there then things work out. The court can only become the last resort, because also they are there to facilitate justice for everybody. If we understand that, then all of us will have a country that cases will never find themselves to court. People will never find themselves to court, but will always reconcile before even going to court. And we have seen even families where brothers, sisters fight for long battles. And eventually they waste their finances, they waste everything. And once that is wasted, they pay more money that they're supposed to pay. I want now to pray, knowing that the 4 days that shall be here will be very fruitful days of discussion on how justice can be delivered without necessarily finding our paths to court. Let us now stand and say a prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. We thank you, God our Father, for gathering us here today and the days that we shall be here. We thank you for the journey mercies that you've given to each one of us. We are here, dear Lord, to discuss matters of justice. We have our guest, our Governor Cicely Barile, our judges, our VC, who have come to grace this occasion. We ask you, dear Lord, that you may bless all of us, the lawyers, the magistrates, all those, dear Lord, who work to ensure that justice is done to everybody. We thank you for giving us the opportunity to meet. We cannot move on without your wisdom, without, dear Lord, guiding our justice system, without reconciling us with each other. We ask you, dear Lord, that whatever will come out of this conference may be fruitful enough to help us, dear Lord, grow as a country, united country, a place where people want to live in peace. Thank you for those who will be discussing, those who will be talking to us, the discussions that will go on, dear Lord. May you guide them. May you guide us. And may the conclusions and decisions that will be made out of this conference, dear Lord, be useful not only to the justice system, but also to the people of this country, even those who do not find themselves in court, dear Lord. May they always feel that they are part of the justice system in this country. May we be charitable enough to each other so that we can always seek reconciliation before even seeking the court for any delivery of justice. We ask you that you may bless even the guest speakers who will be talking to us, empower them with a voice, dear Lord, that thunders to bring peace, unity, and love among our communities. This we ask through Christ our Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chaplain. Let's take our seats as we invite Embu University students to give us some entertainment before we commence the proceedings proper. So, Embu University, the floor is yours.
Katika Bwana, 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 katika Bwana. Jua halitakupiga mchana wala mwezi wakati wa usiku. 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 Hata kulinda nafsi yako. Katika Bwana, 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 katika Bwana.
Mwana wa Meri Mwana wa Meri vayaye
Mwana wa Meri
vayaye koho
Mwana wa Meri nishikolelo
Mwana wa Meri vayaye
Mwana wa Meri
vayaye koho
Mwana wa Meri nishikolelo Mwana wa Meri Mwana wa Meri nishikolelo Mwana wa Meri Mwana wa Meri nishikolelo Mwana wa Meri vayaye Mwana wa Meri Mwana wa Meri nishikolelo Mwana wa Meri vayaye Mwana wa Meri Mwana wa Meri nishikolelo Mwana wa Meri vayaye Mwana wa Meri Meri Nishikorero, Mwana Meri Bayaye, Mwana Meri Nishikorero.
Ekonga butwa, siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, mane siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, konga butwa, ekonga butwa, siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, konga butwa, ekonga butwa, mane siri ya konga butwa. Yanza butwa, siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, mane siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, yanza butwa, yanza butwa, siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, yanza butwa, yanza butwa, mane siri yanza butwa. Ekonga butwa, siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, mane siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, konga butwa, siri ya konga butwa, ekonga butwa, konga butwa, ekonga butwa, mane siri ya konga butwa. Yanza butwa, siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, mane siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, yanza butwa, yanza butwa, siri yanza butwa, yanza butwa, yanza butwa, yanza butwa, mane siri yanza butwa.
I'm told that it is University of Embu, not Embu University. For the avoidance of doubt, in the tradition of the, okay. Let's have the last entertainment from students from University of Embu. They'll give us one piece, and then subsequently you'll have another performance later on. Karibu. let's give them a round of applause. Let's give them a round of applause. Beautiful art, excellent thespians, powerful commentary on the life of young people in this country. Asanteni sana, the two students of University of Meru. Good morning, Meru. I wanted to be sure that you are awake. You are very awake. You are very awake. Tuko salama? Tuko salama? Bonde la Ufa? Sauti, sauti, sauti. Sauti, sauti. I can see Mark County Governor, you are very well represented here. I hope they are not imported voters. Says as an interest in the election. Pwani mko? Pwani? Ninaona pale nyuma Kavirondo Gulf. Mnajua Kavirondo Gulf? Nyanza. Hiyo ni Port Florence. Northeastern. Nimeona. Magharibi. Ndio hiyo kabisa. Central Province. Ayawa. Si nyinyi ndio host. Central. Murima. Yeah, wako. Asanteni sana for hosting us. Eastern Province. Eastern where we are. Yeah, mko wengi? Aya, asante sana. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to begin the session. Let me lay down the protocols that I would request the speakers who will be coming here to simply adopt instead of rereading in order to save time. First and foremost, let me welcome you to the 4th annual Alternative Justice Conference that is being held here in Embu. This conference is attended by 1,000 delegates, and on my count, roughly I've seen almost 40 judges of the Republic of Kenya. Isn't that big? If you know if you want to know how big that is, let's give a round of applause. We have just about 200 judges in the entire Republic of Kenya, and 40 of those judges are in this meeting. Siyo ni mzuri? Na isitoshe, on Thursday, we shall have 14 Chief Justices from across Africa in Embu County. So hii ni mkutano ya kufana sana, and we also have with us 3,000 delegates following online. So we have a very, very big meeting discussing a very big subject, and we are here to listen to you. The rest of the world is listening to you. They want to learn from us in terms of what we are doing with alternative justice system. So the protocols will be the chief guest, the governor of Embu County, Her Excellency Honorable Cecily Mbarire, the governor of Narok County, His Excellency Patrick Olentutu, the chair, National Steering Committee on Implementation of Alternative Justice Systems, Honorable Justice Professor Joel Ngugi, Judge of the Court of Appeal, presiding judges of the Court of Appeal, led by our host here, Honorable Justice Gatembu Kairu, presiding judge, Meru Court of Appeal, judges of the High Court and Court of Equal Status, led by the presiding judge, Embu High Court, Honorable Justice Richard Mwongo, the Vice Chancellor, University of Embu, Professor Daniel Mugendi Njiru, the Honorable Registrars and Magistrates present, led by the Registrar Magistrates Court, Honorable Caroline Kabucho, members of the steering committee led by the Deputy Vice Chair, Dr. Stephen Ouma Akoth, the executive directors of various institutions and organizations that work with the steering committee, the members of the Law Society of Kenya, county attorneys and public prosecutors, members of the county assembly, members of the teaching and non-teaching staff of the University of Embu, our AJS champions, the reason for our AJS conference, all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 4th AJS annual conference. And for the next 5 days, we'll be having a number of discussions, a number of presentations, as well as exhibitions to showcase what various groups have done. We have protocol teams around. If you need any help, please feel free to contact any one of them, some of whom you've interacted with in the course of your registration. That process is led by Honorable Jemima Aluda, who is the chief manager for this process. Now, let me take this opportunity to invite our first speaker, the Vice Chair of the National Steering Committee of AJS, Dr. Steve Ouma Akoth, to come and give his remarks. Welcome, Prof. Let's give him a round of applause.
Asante sana mwendelezi wa utaratibu ndugu yangu Duncan, na pia nakubali kufuata itifaki ulizoziweka. Na ndugu na dada zangu, hamjambo? Habari za asubuhi. Karibuni sana kwa kongamano hili la 4 ambalo naleta pamoja viongozi na wakereketo wa mambo za haki ili tujadiliane mambo ambayo tunaweza tukafanya kuendeleza njia mbadala za kuboresha na kuendeleza haki. Kila mwaka tumekuwa tukifanya kongamano hizi. Ya kwanza ilifanyika kule Nairobi, ya pili ikafanyika pia pale Nairobi, na kisha ya 3 tukaenda Nakuru, na tunashukuru Mungu kwa ya 4 tumekuja hapa Central Embu. Na mtu huenda kauliza ni mbona tunakongamana mwaka baada ya mwaka? Sababu kuu ambayo inatuma tukongamane ni kadhaa, lakini kuna 2 ambazo ni za muhimu sana. Ya kwanza ni kuwa sisi kama wananchi wa Kenya tulijitweka katiba na tukajitoa mhanga kuwa hata kama tulichagua vitengo mbalimbali za serikali, sisi pia tulibakisha wajibu wa kuwa wahusika katika kuendeleza uongozi wetu, uongozi wa kisheria, uongozi wa haki na katika vipengele vingine. Na katika kipengele cha haki tukasema kuwa tutaendeleza tukishirikiana na mahakama hizi njia mbadala za kuboresha maisha yetu na pia kuboresha watu wengi zaidi wafikie haki. Na kila mwaka huwa tunachukua maudhui fulani. Na mwaka huu maudhui tuliyachukua ni kujiuliza, je, tutafanya nini ili tutumie zaidi tarakimu kuboresha haki ambayo inaendeleza hali bora ya wananchi. Na sababu iliyotuma tuchague swala hili la tarakimu ni kwa sababu katika vyuo vingi na katika pia koti mara nyingi tarakimu zinatumika kuhesabu tu, lakini tukajiuliza, je, tunawezaje kuboresha tarakimu ili isiwe ni kuhesabu tu, iwe pia ni namna ya kutumia kujua hali ya watu, maslahi yao, wanaishi vipi, ili tarakimu iwe ni chanzo ya nguvu ya kuona kwa njia bora zaidi ni nani ambaye anahitaji haki, ni haki aina ipi, na tukipata haki ya aina hii ambayo inaonekana kwa njia fulani, je, tutaitekeleza na kuiendeleza kwa njia ipi? Sasa katika kikao hichi tumejaribu kuelekeza maswali hayo kwa namna tatu. Swali la kwanza ambayo tutakuwa tuendeleza katika maudhui hii katika maudhui tuliyosema ni mwanzo ni kujiuliza, je, nani ambaye anafaa kupata haki? Kwa Kiingereza nauliza who matters. Nani anafaa aangaziwe zaidi kupata haki? Na ya pili ni je, ni nini inafaa kufanywa ili ile haki ipatikane? Na kila kitu tunaangalia katika njia ya takwimu, kuhesabu, kuona, kuhisi. Sio kuhesabu tu, lakini kuna kule kuona na kuhisi pia. Na ya tatu ni je, tufanye nini ile yale mema ambayo tumetekeleza yaboreshwe na yaendelezwe zaidi. Ili kuwa tunapomaliza katika siku ya 5 alivyosema ndugu yangu Duncan, tunatarajia kuwa tutakuwa tumebuni njia bora zaidi za kuona namna haki zinavyotekelezwa. Kongamano hili litafanywa katika nafasi mbalimbali. Nafasi ya kwanza itakuwa ni hapa, na tutakuwa na mazungumzo hasa wakati wa asubuhi, tutakuwa tunafika hapa. Kisha kutakuwa na nafasi ya pili kwenye hema mbalimbali, tutajigawa katika vikundi za maudhui mbalimbali. Alafu baadaye pia kutakuwa na maonyesho ambayo yatakuwa yanaendelea pale nje, pia ni sehemu ya kongamano. Na Mungu akipenda, siku ya Alhamisi tutakuwa na mengine ya ziada zaidi ya kujadiliana mbinu hizi mbalimbali za mahakama na mbinu zetu na wale majaji watakaokuwa siku hiyo. Na mwishowe siku ya 5 tutataka kutoa taarifa rasmi kwa taifa. Je, katika tathmini yetu ni nini tumeona kuwa ni njia bora zaidi ya kupata takwimu za haki, na ni nani ataziendeleza, na ni njia ipi tunataka itumiwe ili watu wengi zaidi waweke rasilimali kuendeleza ile kazi. Kwa hivyo kwa ufupi ni hayo ningependa kuelezea kuhusu namna tulivyoandaa kongamano hili. Tunakaribisha sana na tunaomba muichukue iwe ni yenyu ili sote tujenge vuguvugu ya haki nchini Kenya. Asanteni sana na karibuni.
Thank you. Hello. Good. Thank you very much, Dr. Steve Ouma. You know, I've listened to him speak in flawless Kiswahili. You will indulge me, Prof. Judge. It reminded me of the first time I came to Embu. That was about 1998, says. We came here with the Honorable Governor. We come a long way as Youth Agenda. And we came here to lay the groundwork for her campaign. And I spoke in such fantastic Swahili that in the next election, they had no choice but to elect her. It is my pleasure to invite the next speaker, our host, a friend of AJS, a neighbor of this county, a servant of this county, Honorable Justice Richard Mwongo. Please, let's give him a round of applause as he comes. Karibu, karibu, Judge.
Thank you very much, Duncan. Steve Okoth, I will have to learn Swahili at your feet. Really, and thank you, Duncan, for giving us the protocols. I observe all the protocols as already laid down. I was struggling when I was thinking, what do I say in terms of the protocols? So thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my lords, my ladies, excellencies and all, good morning. Good morning. My name is Richard Mwongo. I'm the presiding judge in Embu. And I wish to very, very warmly, on behalf of Embu High Court and the law courts in Embu, to warmly welcome you to Embu County for this 4th annual Alternative Justice Systems Conference. A little bit about Embu County, because this is where I've been now for a year and a bit. Embu County is located in the eastern foothills of Mount Kenya. If you look in that direction, for those of you who don't know the geography very well, you will see Mount Kenya standing and staring at us. And we are part, in Embu, we are part of that ecosystem, which is shared with the counties of Tharaka Nithi, Meru, Nyeri, and Kirinyaga on this side. I am told the exact legislative boundaries of Embu towards Mount Kenya don't actually reach the Point Lenana, which is where there is a beacon that divides the other 5 counties that I've just mentioned at Point Lenana. Embu County covers 2,800 odd square kilometers, has a population of roughly 600,000 people. It serves as a major agricultural and economic hub, is renowned as the hydropower giant of Kenya, hosting 7 Forks dams, that is Masinga, Kamburu, Gitaru, Kindaruma, and Kiambere dams, which are all located on Tana River. These dams generate about 543 megawatts of electricity, which is about 75% of the nation's hydroelectric power, and about 15% of the nation's total power outlay. Embu town is the county's capital and notably served as the headquarters of the former Eastern Province. I'm giving you all this history so that you recognize that I am fairly intelligent, you know. And I also want to impress the governor, my governor, and you know, so that Olentutu also recognizes that when I come there, if I am posted there, I will be able to sell your county too. Embu is celebrated as one of the most economically stable and highly educated regions in Kenya, boasting a literacy rate of nearly 94% according to the records. The county is the indigenous home of the Embu, alongside the Mbere and Kamba communities. Historically, the Embu worshipped a god named Ngai, or Ngai, who resided atop Mount Kenya, though the population is heavily Christianized today. The courts in Embu have for several years referred all sorts of cases to alternative justice systems, despite there not being a formal rollout of alternative justice systems in our courts. This suggests that the people of Embu have been pining for various out-of-court mechanisms for settling disputes, and this year, Embu law courts in county number 14 formally shall be launching our county action, our AJS county action plan, together with our AJS suite on Thursday this week. Thank you very much. We will be the 13th court or county to roll out AJS. I'm told the attempt by the National Steering Committee was to have it as number 14 in the 14th county, but when they were looking for other suitors, they couldn't find anybody other than Embu County. So here we are. Congratulations, Embu County. I will not speak about the model that we are going to be using, because that will be done on Thursday when we are doing the actual launch. So I will skip what I might have said about that. But let's just say that AJS generally combines a full spectrum of out-of-court dispute resolution mechanisms. It leverages on methods that utilize mediation, conciliation, reconciliation, customary and traditional adjudicatory tools. This means that AJS is dynamic in that it employs systems that organically and naturally endear themselves to the people. All that the AJS policy demands is that such mechanisms must be imbued with the principles that demonstrate constitutional integrity, and human rights compliance. Viewed as a continuum and as an alternative to courtroom litigation, AJS accounts for about 80% of all disputes resolved nationally. I was speaking to Bwana Seth Mohammed earlier there he is, and he was telling me in their culture, it is frowned upon to actually attempt to go to court. Just making the attempt to go to court is frowned upon. They are able to resolve their disputes entirely or almost entirely outside of the court. Now, because this is a natural system that resolves disputes, when we talk about AJS, we are saying that the AJS train is a movement that is actually here to stay. In a nutshell, AJS is about governance of the people. It brings together people who have differences. It forges an understanding that each person is a part of the greater whole. It reminds us that each person is part of Utu, the philosophy that humanity is intrinsically linked to the community. That by this manner of engagement, wounds are healed, relationships are restored, understanding is built, conflict is minimized, and social harmony is generated. That's what we look for in a nation. So the judiciary is aiding nation building. These are the things that an adversarial courtroom litigation system cannot, by its very nature, generate. Yet that is the governance system which the people demanded when they wrote Article 159 into the Constitution, demanding that the judiciary must promote alternatives to court litigation. Finally, let me extend deep appreciation to Judge Ngugi and his team at NACI. The Embu University, I see Professor is here, Vice Chancellor and good friend, for the hard work and the efforts in putting together this excellent, I am already saying excellent because I want us to view it as an excellent engagement that we will have. And the deep, have you seen the program? I don't know whether you have had a chance to look at the program, extremely rich. There will be so many areas of discussion and journeying into. I also want to thank our court users, who I'm sure many of them are here, and their various committees, for all the Embu courts, for the collaboration, particularly in putting together the Embu County Action Plan. Finally, let me just thank you all for being here. You can pat yourself on the back for this great occasion, and I wish you all a very, very fulfilling and engaging week. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Please, let's give a round of applause to Justice Richard Mwongo for demonstrating extensive knowledge of geography. Thank you, Judge. Let me now invite our co-host of the Court of Appeal, the presiding judge of the Court of Appeal, Meru Court of Appeal, Justice Stephen Kairu Gatembu, who also happened to have been my teacher. Let his boyish look not deceive you. Judge Karibu.
Thank you very much, Duncan. Permit me, I know you have guided us on the protocols, but this is the first time in my life I have the privilege of saying these next few words. Your Excellencies, the Governor of Embu, and Your Excellency, the Governor of Narok. I am pleased to be here. My Lord Justice Ngugi, thank you very much for inviting us to attend this conference and to empower us. And to just demonstrate the importance of this occasion, my Lord Justice Ngugi invited the entire leadership countrywide of the Court of Appeal. And if you permit me, let me just ask my Lord Justice Mahandia, who is our senior judge, who presides over Kisumu, to just raise his hand or stand and just wave. In the same spirit, let me ask my Lord Justice Tuyot, by way of introducing the leadership, the Honorable Justice Tuyot, my Lady Justice Mombi, I believe I saw Justice Mombi somewhere yes, my Lady Justice Presiding Judge in Nyeri, my Lady Justice Nyamwea, the Presiding Judge in Kakamega, my Lord Justice Mativo, the Presiding Judge in Nakuru, and my Lord Justice Gashoka, the Presiding Judge in Eldoret. So you can see we are a powerful team, and we are here to embrace the spirit of AJS and to ensure that we roll it out in our courts. So my name is Gatembo Cairo, presiding judge now in the Court of Appeal, Meru, recently established. And we cover a number of counties. We cover Embu. We do circuits to Embu, and we recently did a circuit here to Embu. We cover Isiolo, and we cover Marsabit, and we cover Chuka. And I know, my Lord Justice Goge, I think you have already rolled out in Isiolo, and we are hoping you'll be able to assist us also in Meru to go this journey with you. I think we have established institutions there, like the Njuri Njeke. I was speaking to the presiding judge of the High Court in Meru earlier, the Honorable Mr. Justice Gethenji, and he's appraised me of the efforts that are being made to get this rolled out with the Njuri Njeke and also the church elders, the Methodist Church. So mine is to simply echo the words of my Lord Justice Mwongo in welcoming you to this county and the entire area in general, and we look forward to very fruitful deliberations and being empowered in this area. And let me just once again appeal to you, my Lord Justice Goge, to assist us in Meru in particular to roll out AJS. Thank you very much. Karibuni sana.
Thank you very much, Justice Gatembu, for those few remarks, literally few remarks. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to appreciate the University of Embu for agreeing to host us in this 4th annual conference. And on that note, let's put our hands together as we invite the Vice Chancellor of the University of Embu, Professor Daniel Mugendi Njiru, to come and officially welcome us at this great facility. Please clap for our professor, please.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Duncan. Good morning. The protocols have been laid down for us, but please allow me, because the university managers are here, the people that oversee the university, the council, is here with us, and will be here with you for the entire this week. I will ask the council to stand up. This is the highest organ of our institution, and because I want to have my job tomorrow, so I will ask the chairman of the council to come forward so that I share my 3 minutes with him, so that he just says a word of welcome. In the meantime, I'll ask the other council members to stand up so that we wave to the crowd. The council members. Oh, they are this side. I was not seeing them. Please wave. Because of time, I will not introduce them, but there they are. And they are here to support this activity the entire week. You see how serious University of Embu is taking this. I will ask the chair then to say a word of welcome before I formally do it.
Thank you very much, Professor Mukendi. I don't know how to address judges because as I was seated there, I thought that Professor Mukendi might invite me. And I tried to get my daughter to learn from her. But she has switched off the phone. So, and then suddenly they introduced that Justice Nyamwe has entered. Then I saw she's from Kakamega. So I wanted to talk to her. She's just seated behind me. But because she has just arrived, I couldn't do it. And then they introduced my friend, Justice Mahandia, but you are seated too far away. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to University of Embu. We at the University of Embu are struggling and trying as much as possible to build an institution of a reputation. I would like to congratulate Professor Mukendi, who has done a fantastic job in this university. And we are proud of him and the staff that is working under him. Please, Professor Mukendi, continue with your work. Governor Embu, I would want to advise you, don't allow Justice Mwongo to stay here for too long. She might take over from you. If I were the one, I would make sure that he's transferred immediately. And Governor Ndutu from Narok, be very also careful. He said that he might want to come and learn the geography there. This guy does not seem to be wanting to learn geography. I think he's after something else. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and I wish you the best time as we participate in this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Council Chair. His name is Professor Philip Kutima. On behalf of the University Council Management Board, Senate, staff, students, and the entire University of Embu fraternity, I warmly welcome you to the University of Embu and to the 4th Annual Alternative Justice Systems Conference. We are greatly honored to host this important gathering of judicial leaders, policymakers, scholars, practitioners, development partners, and the community representatives who share a common commitment to advancing accessible, inclusive, and people-centered justice. The theme of this year's conference, Data-Driven Pathways for People-Centered Justice in Kenya, underscores the importance of evidence, innovation, and collaboration in strengthening justice outcomes for our communities. As a university committed to teaching, research, innovation, and community engagement, we are proud to provide a platform for these important conversations. We thank the Judiciary of Kenya, the National Steering Committee on Alternative Justice Systems, and all our partners for choosing the University of Embu as the host of this year's conference. Once again, welcome to Embu, welcome to the University of Embu, and we wish you a fruitful deliberations and a successful conference. Thank you, and God bless you. Welcome.
Let's appreciate the Vice Chancellor. Thank you, Vice Chancellor. You have a very good campus. It looks like a real university. So asante sana for the work that you're doing here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite the chair of the National Steering Committee on AJS, Honorable Justice Professor Joel Ngugi, who will in turn invite the two governors to speak. And please, let's put our hands together for Professor, who has done a lot of work. This man is indefatigable. That's the professorial language, indefatigable. Prof, Karib. Yeah, it's okay.
Your Excellencies, Your Excellency Governor of Embu, and Your Excellency Governor of Narok, the protocols had been laid out, so I will allow me to adopt them. Mabibi na mabwana, hamjambo? Hamjambo tena. Wazee mpo? Mpo? Wazee wa Narok mpo? Nawaona. Wazee wa Bomet mpo? Mpo? Nawaona. Wale wazee wa Fida mpo? Wazee wa Fida wamefika? Hawajafika. Wazee wa UN Women mpo? Nawaona pale nyuma. Na delegations ya University of Embu mpo? Mpo? Nawaona. Karibuni sana, asanteni sana. Karibuni sana Embu, karibuni sana University of Embu. Thank you so much Vice Chancellor for inviting us. Na karibuni sana katika mkutano wetu wa 4 wa kitaifa kuhusu AJS. Leo ni siku ya furaha sana kwangu binafsi. Why? Because when I look around this room, I do not merely see conference delegates. I see custodians of wisdom. I see healers of broken relationships. I see peacemakers. I see men and women who have carried justice in our communities long before court buildings were erected and long before statutes were written. Na kwa hivyo kabla tujaongea sana kuhusu policy, kuhusu metrics, kuhusu data, kuhusu systems, nataka niseme jambo moja kwa uwazi. Kwa wazee wetu, tunawaheshimu, tunawatambua, na tunawashukuru kwa kazi ambayo mnafanya. Your Excellencies, we have delegates, at least by the end of the day, we're going to have delegates from 40 counties. So our aim is to have delegates from all the 47 counties, but this year we have 40, which is a good try. Tujipigie makofi. For many decades, our national conversations about justice was incomplete. We spoke as if justice lived only in courtrooms. We behaved as if justice only happened when a judge wrote a judgment, or when a magistrate delivered a ruling, or when a lawyer cited a case, often a foreign case. Lakini ukweli ni tofauti. Mambo kwa ground ni tofauti. Wakenya walikuwa wanapata haki yao hata kabla mfumo rasmi wa mahakama haujaanza. Communities resolved their disputes. Families have always mediated their conflicts. Elders have always restored relationships. Women groups have for the longest times always protected vulnerable members. Youth leaders have always intervened before violence escalated. Justice, in other words, was already alive among the people. That is why when we began the AJS journey, and we began this journey many years ago in 2011, we started from a simple but profound truth. The judiciary did not create alternative justice systems. Let's be clear. We did not create AJS. So let me repeat that so that we are clear. The judiciary did not create AJS. Communities created AJS. The Constitution recognized AJS. And the judiciary came to acknowledge it, dignify it, and strengthen it. And the judiciary did that because Article 159(2)(c) of our Constitution commanded it to do so. That is why Article 159(2)(c) of the Constitution is revolutionary. It tells us that in exercising judicial authority, we in the courts and tribunals must promote AJS. This was not a decorative constitutional provision, as you now know. It was a profound constitutional recognition of something many communities already know. Justice is bigger than courts. Justice is not only about determining who is right or wrong. Sometimes justice is about restoring relationships. Sometimes justice is about healing. Sometimes justice is about restoring dignity. Sometimes justice is about ensuring that tomorrow's conflict does not happen. Na hapa ndipo wazee wetu wametufunza kitu muhimu sana. Courts are very good at answering one question: who wins and who loses? But communities ask deeper questions. Communities ask, who has been hurt? What relationships have been broken? What healing is needed? How do we restore harmony? How do we prevent this conflict from returning? Those are powerful questions. And that is why AJS matters. So when the task force began its work sometime in 2013, the task force that produced the AJS policy, we encountered a statistic that changed how many of us understood justice in Kenya. Your Excellencies, you might not know this, but approximately 64% of Kenyans seek justice through AJS. And we suspect the number is high, actually, because these are numbers from the judiciary, from our own research. Only about 17% of Kenyans seek justice through courts and tribunal. And about 19% of Kenyans do nothing when they have a justice question. Think about that. Nearly 1 in 5 people facing injustice simply give up. They do not go to court. They do not go to AJS. They carry their pain silently. They live with unresolved injustice. That is called the justice gap. And that gap is not just about courts being far away. It is also about cost. It's also about language. It's also about culture. It's also about trust. It's also about speed, accessibility, dignity. That's why AJS matters. AJS helps us bring justice closer to the people, closer to their homes, closer to their villages, closer to their culture, closer to their lived realities. Lakini ningependa niseme kitu pia kwa uwazi, ndugu zangu. AJS si kurudi nyuma. Some people still misunderstand AJS. They think AJS means abandoning constitutional rights. They think AJS means romanticizing culture. They think AJS means allowing harmful traditional practices. Hapana, that's not our vision. Our vision is clear. We celebrate community wisdom, we celebrate AJS, while insisting on minimum constitutional compliance. Every AJS pathway must respect human dignity, must respect equality, must respect non-discrimination, human rights, and constitutional values. This means harmful practices have no place in AJS. No form of injustice can hide behind the word culture. Culture is important, we know that, but the Constitution remains our North Star, even within AJS. That is why our work over the last several years has been so important at the task force. We moved from the task force in 2016 to the national policy in 2020, and now to county action plans and the practical implementation models across the country. And we will be launching one for Embu, as we've been told, on Thursday. So today we have AJS work flourishing with minimum constitutional compliance in counties across Kenya, including in Narok, Isiolo, Kajiado, Mombasa, Kisii, Bomet, Garissa, Nakuru, Uasin Gishu, Kisumu, and now Embu, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, that's no mean achievement. Nilikuwa nataka kuwauliza kwa nini hata sijui kwa nini ampigi makofi. Yeah, we need to give ourselves a round of applause. Lakini sasa tunaingia frontier mpya. This conference's theme, data-driven pathways for people-centered justice in Kenya. Steve Akoth, believe it or not, wakati tulianzia hii kazi na Steve Akoth in 2011 to 2013, I used to speak better Swahili than Steve. But it looks like Dr. Akoth has taken a sabbatical and gone to Pwani na amejifunza Kiswahili kizuri sana. Lakini ningependa nijaribu kusema kwa Kiswahili cha mtaa maudhui yetu ya conference ya hafla hii. Jinsi ya kutumia twakimu kujenga mfumo wa haki unaomweka mwananchi mbele nchini Kenya. Hiyo ndio tutakuwa tunazungumzia wiki hii. So some of you may ask, why data? Why metrics? Why measurement? Because we must answer the next question. Now, I think we have largely won the normative argument. The normative argument was to argue that AJS is constitutionally required and AJS has constitutional backing. I think we have largely won that normative argument now. People now increasingly accept that AJS matters. But now, we must demonstrate impact. We must show, not merely assert, that AJS transforms lives. And this means changing how we measure justice, as Dr. Akoth was arguing earlier. For too long, justice institutions have measured success using narrow metrics. How many cases were filed? How many cases were completed? How fast were the files closed? And so forth and so forth. The judges here and the magistrates, you know the drill, right? Those metrics matter. Msiambie CJ nilisema they don't matter, they matter. Those metrics matter. But they are not enough. A court may close a case quickly. But did justice happen? That is a deeper question. Let me give examples. Did the process prevent future violence? You might close a file quickly, but did it prevent future violence? Did it preserve family relationships? Did it restore community trust? Did the victim feel truly heard? Did the offender understand the harm caused? Did healing occur? Those are questions that PMMU does not answer. Did dignity return to the litigants? These are justice outcomes too. And many of them are especially visible in AJS. This conference invites us to rethink justice metrics. Again, I repeat, I am not challenging the justice metrics we use. I am saying that this conference invites us to rethink those justice metrics. And a lot of the other metrics that we need to rethink are visible in AJS. We must move from counting cases to measuring justice, from throughput to outcomes, from efficiency to human flourishing. That is the future. Kwa Kiswahili nasema ni lazima tubadilishe namna tunavyopima mafanikio ya haki. Tutoke kwenye kuhesabu kesi pekee, tuanze kupima haki, tuanze kupima kama haki imetendeka kweli. Tutoke kwenye kupima idadi ya mafaili yaliyofungwa, tuanze kupima matokeo halisi kwa maisha ya watu. tutoke kwenye kuangalia ufanisi pekee, tuanze kuangalia ustawi wa binadamu. Huo ndio mustakabali wetu wa AJS. And now I believe Kenya is uniquely positioned to help lead this conversation globally. And this is why we are very proud to be hosting this conference at the University of Embu. Because we are leading this conversation not just for ourselves, but for Africa and indeed for the world. Nowhere in the world have they yet learned how to truly measure justice. We've learned how to count cases, but we've not learned how to measure justice. And we want to be global leaders in that conversation. So as we begin this conversation this week, my invitation to you is simple. Let us listen to one another. Let us learn from the elders. Tusikilize, tusikizane, tusikize kutoka kwa wazee wetu. Let us learn from the communities. Let us learn from the data. Let us remain humble enough to question old assumptions. And let us remain bold enough to imagine new pathways to justice. Let us remain bold enough to imagine that justice can be done differently, that justice can be measured differently. Ladies and gentlemen, kwa mara nyingine, karibuni sana kwenye hafla yetu. Karibuni sana University of Embu. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to invite the governor of Embu, to our chief guest, to come and give her remarks. And if she does so, she'll invite her guest, the governor of Narok. So please be upstanding as we invite and give a round of applause as she comes to the podium. Karibu sana, Governor, and thank you for hosting us.
Thank you very much. Please get seated. Let me start in the protocols that were earlier established. Good morning, everyone. I think I'll start by first welcoming my colleague, the Governor for Narok County, His Excellency Patrick Ntutu, to come and give his remarks, and then I'll give mine after him. Karibu sana, Governor Narok County. Please welcome him.
Thank you very much, the Governor of Embu, my good sister, for welcoming me to this very important conference. Her Excellency Governor Mbarire, the Governor of Embu, Justice Professor Joel Ngugi, the National AJS Chairperson, Professor Daniel Mukendi, Vice Chancellor of Embu, University of Embu, judges of the Court of Appeal present, judges of the High Court present, judges of the Environment and Land Court present, court users, court registrars, all our AJS judges, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Hamjambo. Habari yenyu. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hebu munisalamia kama mnaniona. Very good. Thank you. Sijui kama ni kufika hapa Embu, watu ni kama wamekaa kama wamekasirika. Na of course, as a politician, We normally get intimidated by our landed friends, the judges. Maybe before I say something, let me just ask the Ma counties to just stand up. Stand up, because I think we have tried to mobilize you all over the 3 counties. Kindly just wave the whole community. Asante sana. Asante, you may be seated. Maybe the next time, Professor Ngugi, we have a conference like this, we also give the opportunity the elders to do the prayers immediately after the religious leaders have done theirs. I think this will bring more of the way we want to set up the AJS. This is my observation. It is an honor to stand before you today. Your Excellencies, your presence here underscores a vital reality. Justice is not an abstract concept confined to the formal court. It is a local, lived reality that belongs in our counties, our villages, and our homes. As we gather today under the theme Data-Driven Pathways for People-Centered Justice, for too long, we have measured the strengths of our justice system by the number of courtrooms we build. But the data tells a completely different story. Studies have shown that roughly 64% to 70% of Kenyans choose to resolve their dispute outside the formal court system, using the traditional mechanism, elders and community mediation. And we are told only about 10% to 17% ever stepped into a formal courtroom. If we truly want a people-centered system, we must follow the numbers. The data proves that alternative justice system, AJS, are not just an alternative for the vast majority of Kenyans. They are the primary choice. Unlike courts, which produce winners and losers, AJS focuses on reconciliation and long-term peace. Justice needs are overwhelmingly local. The success of AJS policy depends on you. We need county government to partner with the judiciary to resource and establish AJS suits and social justice centers. Investing in community mediation is a direct investment in the peace, stability, and economy of our counties. I fondly recall the remarkable dedication of our fathers and grandfathers within the Maasai community, who diligently and fairly resolve countless local disputes and conflicts across Maasai land. For example, paramount chiefs such as Chief Gilisho, Chief Lerionga Olentutu, who was my father, Kundai Olesangale, and Lenkoko Olekishoyan from the Purko, Ole Magiroi of Ildamat, and Ole Dalamia of Transmara not only tackle these intricate matters, but also upheld the unity and integrity of our community, ensuring it is smooth, functioning, and respect within the society. In that regard, therefore, let me note, ladies and gentlemen, that On the 19th April 2024 in Narok, I hosted Honorable Lady Justice Filomeno Mbete Mwilu, the Deputy Chief Justice and Vice President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, to officially open the Ankaji Erishare Alternative Justice System Court in Narok Town, where we also launched the Narok County AJS Action Plan for that year. And I hope Ngugi is here. I don't know whether I've seen him somewhere. Not Ngugi, but actually Ndungu. I don't know whether he's here. I wanted to recognize him in a very special way. Not Ngugi, but Gekonyo is right over there. I was looking for you. Gekonyo, sorry. The actualization of the alternative justice system in Narok County has worked to mainstream our traditional ways of conflict resolution, putting into practice our cultural values as the Ma people and utilizing various stakeholders within the community to resolve matters that otherwise will increase backlog in our formal court system. It is interesting, therefore, to note that since the launch, the Narok County Alternative Justice System, AJS, having been duly briefed, has posted impressive figures as follows. 1, registered cases since the launch is 65. 1 case was referred by the High Court, 36 cases referred by the Environment and Land Court, and 8 cases referred by the Chief Magistrate Court. 20 registered parties. That means walk-in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a clear testament that with great support from the key stakeholders, this system works. Article 159 of our Constitution explicitly commands us to promote traditional and alternative forms of dispute resolution. Therefore, I urge stakeholders and Kenyans at large to stop treating AJS as a secondary backup plan. The data has spoken. Let us use data-driven insight to build a Kenya where justice is not a place you visit, but a value you experience right as at home. In the foregoing, therefore, I propose that judiciary takes a lead in creating structures within the AJS. Further, I propose that the county government, working with the judiciary, should introduce a stipend for the OSS and elders who are currently volunteering. With those very, very few remarks, I thank you and I thank everybody. Let me just add a few more things, because probably I will not get time again to come here. Na labda niongee kwa Kiswahili kidogo tu, labda sio Kiswahili sanifu kama ndugu yangu aliyekuwa hapa awali. Labda niseme tu yale challenges ambayo sisi tumepitia tangu tuanze AJS. 1, na ni mzuri kwa sababu nimesikia judges wote leo wako hapa. And you'll allow me, my sister, to say just a few things so that tuweze kupata vizuri yale ambayo sisi wenyewe tumepitia. Ya kwanza kabisa, Professor Ngugi, I commend you and I want to congratulate you on behalf of the county government for the good work that you have been doing with this AJS system. But tuko na challenges kidogo. And wacha nizungumzie juu ya hawa wazee kwa sababu mimi na Mbarire ndio wakili wao pande hii, sasa pande hiyo ingine ambayo sio kwa kotini. Ya kwanza, kwa counties kama ya Narok ama zile counties ambayo tunaita rural, transportation ama transporting our AJS to Narok County, which is sometimes 50, 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers, has become a problem. Na nataka ni propose ya kwamba ni lazima tuwe na budget item, budget for kwa hawa wazee ambayo tunataka kutumia watusaidie kwa hizi cases ambazo tuko nazo huko kwa counties. Na hiyo mimi mwenyewe kama gavana wa county ya Narok nimekuwa kila siku nikipigiwa simu na hawa wazee ya kwamba leo tuko na kesi karibu 5. Na unajua, we have only established in Narok County. Tulikuwa tunataka kama ingewezekana pia to devolve to sub counties and to the ward levels, so that even that transportation become easier. But right now it's not working. Mheshimiwa Mbarire will agree with me ya kwamba wakati tulikuwa bunge na tulifanya kazi na yeye nikiwa budget committee, tulikuwa na items mingi, fort mingi kwa budget yetu ya Kenya. Hata hii tukiweka kidogo, pesa kidogo ya kusaidia hao wazee, transport only. It's not even about salary or anything, but just something for them to look forward to. Na pia kama nyinyi mjuavyo, siku hizi kwa Kenya ukijaribu kuchukua hata kama ni motorbike, si boda anataka pesa ama atakupeleka bure kwa sababu wewe unaenda kwa AJS, si lazima ulipe. So naomba kabisa, na mimi nitakusaidia na Mbarire na sisi wengine kama governors tuko tayari kuona His Excellency the President and the Minister for Treasury ya kwamba lazima tuwe na a fort kwa hii within the treasury. Hatutaki ziletwe kwa county, within the treasury, so that nyinyi mudeal na hawa na muendelee. Jambo la pili ni kwamba implementation of the ruling by the AJS. Unajua bado watu wetu hawajajua hii koti nyingine ambayo imetolewa ni ya haki ama ni watu tu wamekutana wanaanza kusema sisi ati tunafanya kazi kwa sababu. Hapana. Ni vizuri we sensitize our people about this system that we have studied. Watu wengi hawajui. How many of you, particularly Ngao, if you give the Ngao people to be at least in their own barasas, in their own wazee wa vijiji meeting, wanaweza zungumzia habari ya hii system, then watu watajua kweli kumbe iko. Utaona watu wengi wakienda huko, kama vile nimesema karibu 20 walienda hao wenyewe waliposikia nikitangaza mimi kwa zile barasa zangu. So we need a lot of sensitization. Number 3, implementation. How do we now implement? You know, normally in a normal court, once a judgment has already been rendered, then it is up to now the enforcement officers to take charge. How do we make sure that wakishaamua wao wenyewe, basi nani atafuatilia kwamba hii ndio imeamuliwa na hivi na hivi? Najua kwamba watu ya Narok wamekuja na wale wa counties na watademonstrate leo. Wale ambao watapata nafasi wamelete watu wawili ambao wameweza kuresolve issue na wakazungumza nawa na ikawa implemented fully by the AJS. Na wataleta hawa wawili waseme ni vipi, shida ilikuwa wapi, na wazee waliamua namna gani, na walikubaliana namna gani, na wanaishi vizuri na issue imekwisha na wamesalamiana, hata kukutana kwa kijiji hakuna shida. Hiyo ndio tunataka kuona. Of course I've talked about devolving the AJS to now sub-counties and the ward level. Labda nikimaliza niseme hivi kwa sababu labda wengine hawajui. Sisi kama jamii ya Wamasai tulikuwa na njia ya kusolve very very serious cases like murder. I know the learned friends here will not agree with me. Murder. Najua Ngugi huwezi kubaliana. Lakini kulikuwa na njia ya Wamasai, walikuwa mtu akishaua mtu, community wanasema nini? Go hang him, muue huyo mwingine? Hapana. Kulikuwa na fine unapigwa. Of course unajua kurudisha maisha ya mtu sio ng'ombe, sio shamba, hapana. Ni kama tu hii saisi ambayo tunasema juzi, His Excellency alikuwa anasema, how do we help those ones who have lost their life during demonstration? Nikimalizia, sisi kama Wamasai, ilikuwa ukiua mtu lazima unalipa mbuzi 400 ama ng'ombe 49, na kuna sababu kwa nini 49 and it's not an even number 50 or 40 or whatever. There is a reason for that, na wazee watawaelezea, na ilikuwa inaisha. Lakini hii mbuzi utasema nani atatoa hiyo mbuzi? Sio wewe ndio utatoa, ile clan yenu yote watu wataingia kwa boma yako, watatoa 2 kulingana na uko na mingi ngapi. Kama for example la governor wakiona niko na 1000 watatoa 200 ama 100 na wanaenda naye, na huwezi kukuuliza kwa sababu hiyo ni sheria, na wanamalizia na inaisha. Najua Ngugi ataniangalia atasema, sasa hiyo mambo ya mada itawezekana kweli? Ilikuwa inawezekana zamani, why not now? Na tunaona hizi mada cases zinachukua muda. Ingine tulikuwa tunaita nyamu, just in case ukipatikana ya kwamba umeiba ng'ombe. Ukiiba ng'ombe moja unalipishwa fine ya ng'ombe 12 ndio usiai rudia 12. So ulikuwa umeuza moja unalipishwa 12. Ukiiba mbuzi moja unalipa ng'ombe 3 ng'ombe. Sasa badala ya mbuzi unalipa ng'ombe 3. Sisi hatukuwa na kuku na so hatukuwa tunaibana kuku, so hakuna kitu hiyo kitu kama hiyo. Last but not least, Professor Ngugi and my good sister Mbarire, nilikuwa naonelea kwamba pia how do we include the religious leaders also in this AJS, because they are also very respected. Nimeona tukianza hii mkutano tumesema tuombee. How about tukiwa na a pastor or a reverend or bishop, a respected one, ambayo kabla wajaanza hiyo, najua kwa kotini amfanyengi hivyo, sisi tulikuwa tunafanya kwa bunge na senate, wanaombewa Mungu. Hata saa ile wanashikishwa tena mkono, wanaombewa Mungu. Na unajua siku hizi watu wetu wengi wameenda kanisa. How do we also include that part? Iwe tuko na pastor ama reverend kwa hile AJS. Kwa hiyo, kwa hayo mengi hama machache, asanteni na Mungu awabariki. Na sasa namkaribisha dada yangu aje aendelee kutoka hapo. Asante sana gavana.
Thank you very much, my colleague Governor, for your very good speech and your contribution to the AJS from a point of practice, because you're already doing it in your counties, and I was keen to listen to you because we are now going to be the 13th county that is going to start this AJS. And let me begin by really saying, for sure, this is a different setting for us. And for me, as a governor, as a politician, I've never had to speak in front of 40 judges plus. So it is true, it's a different setup. And I realized that when we were sitting there and the University of Embu students were singing to a beautiful song. And ideally, us politicians like to join in the dance. But I looked from the corner of my eye at Justice Ngugi, and I realized what they do is they just nod and smile. They don't just join in. And so I told myself, you better just behave like them today. And myself and Governor Ntutu sat and just watched. And that's not very normal with us. So today is certainly a very different sitting. But let me also take this opportunity really to appreciate our presiding judge, Justice Mongo, who has done an excellent job of marketing Embu County to all of you who are visiting Embu County today. And I am persuaded that I should just maybe ask the Judicial Service Commission if they can allow me to give you an extra role of being a marketer for Embu County. And because I've been warned by the chairman of the University Council to just be very careful, I will be happy to have you as a marketer, but market Embu to outsiders. Do not have much to do with my people, because you might become ambitious on other things that may not help me at all. So it's really nice to hear that you have come in, stayed for a year plus, and have become a true member of the people of Embu County. Asante sana. So it is with great honor and privilege that I welcome all of you to Embu County for the 4th Annual Alternative Justice System Conference that is happening here in Embu. We are deeply honored that you have chosen Embu County as the host of this important national gathering. Your presence here underscores the growing importance of alternative justice systems in advancing a justice framework that is accessible, inclusive, culturally responsive, and people-centered. This conference comes at a critical moment in our nation's journey towards strengthening the rule of law while embracing the rich indigenous dispute resolution mechanisms that have existed within our communities for generations, as Governor Tutu has told us this morning. AJS provide an invaluable bridge between formal judicial processes and community-based mechanisms that prioritize dialogue, reconciliation, restoration, and social cohesion. As we reflect on the theme of this year's conference, we are reminded that justice is not merely about legal processes and courtrooms. True justice must be accessible to every citizen, regardless of social status, economic standing, or geographical location. It must also resonate with the lived realities of our people and draw strength from the values, traditions, and wisdom that have guided our communities for centuries. In Embu Country, we firmly believe alternative justice systems play a vital role in fostering peaceful coexistence and resolving disputes in a manner that preserves relationships and strengthens community bonds. And I think Justice Guge here has really ably talked about this. Through collaboration with elders, faith-based institutions, community leaders, women leaders, and other stakeholders, we continue to support initiatives that promote mediation, dialogue, reconciliation, and restorative justice. Our administration recognizes the important role played by community structures in conflict resolution. We have continued to engage Council of Elders, religious leaders, village administrators, and local leaders in addressing disputes and promoting harmony within our communities. These efforts complement the formal justice system while enhancing access to justice at the grassroots level. As a county, we remain committed to creating an enabling environment where alternative justice system can thrive alongside formal legal institutions. We appreciate the efforts made by the judiciary and the National Steering Committee in developing policies, frameworks, and partnerships that strengthen the legitimacy, effectiveness, and sustainability of AJS across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the success of AJS depends on collective effort. It requires collaboration between the judiciary, national and county governments, traditional institutions such as the elders, civil society organizations, religious leaders, academia, and communities themselves. This conference, therefore, provides an important platform for sharing experiences, learning from best practices, identifying challenges, and developing innovative approaches that will further enhance access to justice for all Kenyans. As you deliberate over the coming days, I encourage you to engage openly, share knowledge generously, and explore practical solutions that will strengthen AJS as a cornerstone of Kenya's justice architecture. As I conclude, allow me to once again welcome you to Embu County, the land of opportunity. But before I end, it is important I say in our meeting this morning with Justice Ngugi and team from the judiciary, we as Embu County are happy that we are coming in as the 13th county that will begin to take AJS more seriously and formalize it into our systems. And we discussed on the need, it was PJ Justice Mongo who said we need to open at least the first 2 suites, AJS suites here in Embu, one in Runyeng, the other in Chicago. And, you know, the governor has said there's need to start to put money in our budgets to enable this AJS to be actually effective for our communities. So we will see, number one, how we can ensure we have offices and functional offices and sitting spaces where this can happen. And so the whole issue of infrastructure support, which I think the counties can be able to provide, will be very, very important, so that we make also AJS a cheap way of accessing justice, so that we are not spending too much like is in the formal system. I also think that as we do this, and my county undertakes to support in this, is the need to build the capacity of those that will participate in the AJS systems by way of ensuring that they understand the minimum laws that should guide them when they are making these decisions. So we are keen to partner with judiciary, making sure we train our elders. In Embu, we have the Ngome elders. In Bere, we have the Embu Council of Elders. We have Kiama Embu, which is the main group of elders for Embu people. And we'll be happy to also include the religious sector, Ngao, because a lot of the times the first person families and villagers go to is the assistant chief or the chief, so that then we move together in this system. And I believe over time, many people will prefer to use this system as opposed to going to the formal courts, because also of the time it takes and the cost of justice sometimes that is there when you have to go to court. So I am really happy to be part of this. And Governor Ntutu, I want to agree with you. There's need also for the national government to support in this process and to put some money in the budget. And Justice Ngugi has told me to tell you he agrees with you on that one. So maybe you and me can become the champions of AJS in the Council of Governors, so that we can be able to push this great agenda to the national government and to our colleagues also, so that they don't have to wait until the judiciary and the chairman, Justice Ngugi, comes to their county. They can actually roll out this, you know, in a manner that will make it more faster to get this justice to our people. So thank you very much. And while you're in Embu, please enjoy what Embu has to offer. As you heard, sisi tuko hapa Murima. Murima iko hapa karibu. You can actually drive there and see our highlands. You can also go to Mwea Game Reserve. And Governor Ntutu, here you can also see animals. So I would like to take you to Mwea Game Reserve so that you can also see what we have to offer. And we can come on benchmarking and see whether we can bring some of your lions to my place, because we don't have those. But otherwise, please enjoy your stay in Embu. Embu people are very hospitable. We appreciate the continued partnership that the University of Embu gives. This grounds has become like the grounds of all the events, the big events in Embu County do actually happen right here in Embu County. So the university is now a center for MICE tourism, and we are happy that you continue to offer that support. Professor Mugendi, thank you very much with your team. We appreciate what you're doing for us. May God bless you. I'm told on Thursday there will be a gala dinner. That day I'm hoping that then the judges can put down their suits and ties and they can shake a leg with the elders. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Asante.
Please, let's give a round of applause to the governor. Thank you very much, Cecily Mbarire, for those comments. Si ameongea vizuri. Hiyo siasa tulichora 1990 something has delivered. So maybe we'll do better going forward. Bado kuna viti huku juu. Yeah. And when you were doing that work, Cecily in our group was the one, if you wanted something done, you give it to Cec. And once you convinced her, it didn't matter whether you have to go through the roof, it will be done. So that is the reputation that Cec had during those days. Thank you very much, Cecily. We're coming to the end of our official opening session, and I want to thank the two governors for leading that process. What we'll do is we'll break for tea. The rest of the delegates will break for tea. The high table, led by the governors, will have a quick run at the exhibition. We are having excellent exhibitions here, and it will be good for you to have a quick look before you leave, together with the high table. The rest of the delegates, please, let's break for tea. After the exhibition run, the following groups will be required at the administration block for a very quick meeting. The governors, yes, the following, our two chief guests, the governor of Embu and Narok, the vice chancellor and the university senior management, the national steering committee of AJS, the executive directors and CEOs and development partners, county executive committee officers, magistrates and registrars, House of Reconciliation, commissioners of various organizations represented, and I know we have with us the vice chair of the National Land Commission, Honorable Julio Seco, and two commissioners of the commission, Karibuni. After the exhibition, please proceed to the admin block for just a quick session. Otherwise, we come to the end of the official opening session. We resume immediately after tea at exactly 10 minutes to midday, right? At exactly 10 minutes to midday, we all resume in this hall first, and we'll have a special session for the Narok County to showcase the case that the governor was talking about briefly before we go into our various assemblies. So 5 minutes, I'll say 5 minutes to 11 to 12. Please, let's all assemble here after tea, and then we'll give further directions on where the assemblies will be held. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our official opening session. DJ, please play for us some music as the high table goes for a quick tour of the exhibition. DJ.
inyoyo Dotigo kirere Orimoyo wao Kena motokoria Wena hinya no hoti
Neke moroka Gotoko keya foro Ninane mwewega Neko daradia dayo Neke moroka Gotoko keya foro Ninane mwewega Neko daradia dayo
Netwarega 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 Como vende chorisho
Nachowi Marena arata Ke marani Tiro marai kwa chayo Nachowi Marena arata Ke marani Tiro marai kwa chayo Auwi Choreda motokoria Wago totokoria Auwi Choreda motokoria Wago totokoria
Get shito ekawo jowi. Etorekia, etorekia kumane buna da shito ekawo jowi. Aya, aya, na bure utorekia, na bure utorekia. Jowi.
Okay, let's clap for them once again. A very interesting mixture of different songs and culture and dance. I hope we are ready for Thursday. We'll be able to put on our dancing shoes in the evening. I want to welcome you to our gala dinner. So this is just by the taste, and we shall be able to acclimatize it on Thursday. We're going to our next session. We'll have different groups. I'd like to invite Dr. Steve Akoth to be able to give us the context of the different groups. Then I'll come back to let us know which group you'll be in and which room you'll go. I know that we like working with our friends, so this time jinsi tumeweza kuelezwa na mwenyekiti wetu, ni vyema tuwe tayari kujifunza, kufunzana, kusikiza na kuelewa yale ambayo yanatendeka mashinani ama saa zingine wanasema kwa ground. So let's not move with our friends. We stick to the lanyards and the colors that you have. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Steve Akoth.
Asante Madam Luda. Sasa tungependa kwenda katika kazi ya vikundi, na tumepanga kuwa na vikundi vinne za mwanzo, kisha baadaye tutakuwa na zingine 4. Lakini ningependa kuelezea maana na umuhimu wa vikundi hivi. Sasa kwa sababu kuna wengine wafahamu Kiswahili, nitaelezea kwa Kiingereza. We are going to parallel sessions which are designed in 2 major convenings. The first set of convenings, which is the ones we are starting with, are where the experts are the practitioners. So the chairs of those sessions, those are sessions where we would like the practitioners to speak. What will they be speaking about? They'll be doing stock taking. What is happening? Just tell us what is happening in your locality in terms of the practice of AJS. What are the new innovations? What are the new findings in terms of the impact of the practice? What are the new areas that we need to pay attention to? So key things, what is happening in terms of the practices and innovations, the new findings, and what we need to pay attention to. Then we will have a lunch break. We will have our lunch at 2 o'clock. So the lunch will be available at 2 o'clock. After lunch, we'll go for another set of convenings. Now, in the convenings after lunch, what we've done is to pick out some of the emerging questions that we think are notoriously disruptive or notoriously rearing their heads up, or areas where we think we haven't thought enough. Now, for those sessions in the afternoon, there will be an interlocutor. I don't want to say an expert, but that is a word that is best understood, who will speak to the thematic area and what are the questions that are emerging, and then invite us to think with the experts on that question. So in the morning, in the first session, it is not the so-called subject authorities who are speaking. It is the practitioners. We are taking stock, and we have rapporteurs in each and every room, and their role is to pick almost verbatim what is happening. And that will be very useful because that then becomes our university. We as the people who are in leadership, we learn really what is happening. And then thereafter, we'll have one where we have synthesized some of the issues, and we will